Actually, it's not about how do you say face suffering. Is it how not to run away? Whole mind strategy is how to run away. Everybody is doing on every level. Escapism. You meet a woman, nice situation, nice everything. As soon as chaos starts, now you want to get out of it or solve it. So this not running away, that's what commitment means. That's what means staying with it. Like our first reaction when suffering comes, any kind of fear comes, anxiety comes, you immediately say how to get out. Without even looking at what it is I'm feeling. So best way is that first notice what you're feeling in the body. Because that is the first, vibration which is translated wrongly. Your body is not feeling good, and that is the clue there. And you just feel the feel of that sadness in the body. And actually, when you really feel sadness, it's not that so bad. It's very engaging, it's very sweet, and it's very. But we have this training because mind says that so and so happened, that's why I'm sad. So now you say, I don't want to be sad because you don't want the situation to be there. But sadness is that a shift in energy. Before it was expanding, now it's contracting. You're breathing out. You see, this absolutism, why we're afraid of suffering, that it will suck you in, you're done forever. Because we expect from happiness that it should be permanent. And it never gets permanent, so we get depressed. And when we get depressed, we think it is permanent. So this absolutism is what is killing everybody. And this is what breath teaches us, that birth and death, they are not absolute. And we as a culture think death to be absolute darkness. It's the wrong, premature thinkings of heaven and hell. Heaven and hell is going on right now. It's not you go there somewhere. It's going on right now. Actually, what suffering is telling you is, it's not suffering. How to face myself. Because in suffering, you're faced to look at your reality naked, who you really are. Because we are bragging, things don't impact me. When girl leaves you, then you're talking around, it doesn't impact me, and you're blabbering out, but you're not realizing you miss her. You are hurt, you want to cry, you're not giving yourself that chance, and you are just, that pent up energy, you're freaking out. But if you just sit down and feel, I am hurt, you'll burst out crying. Your ego will crash. Your mind will lose a battle with her. Bro, she has power over me. It's not that the one wins. It is also limp sometimes, So that we don't accept. So we somehow, to compensate that, we kind of live in a illusionary erection in the mind. That's what arrogance is. Real spirituality, very rare people can go into it, because that is about facing as you are. You look at yourself naked. So don't think suffering is always there. You just have to close your eyes and look. Then you will see, fuck, I'm filled with shit. That's why people freak out when they start to do meditation. They immediately feel that, Satya Ji, what is happening? Because I'm feeling fear, anxiety. I said, nothing is happening. Now you're doing meditation. Now you're becoming aware of the place you're standing in as a person. Now if you keep looking there, and then you will see that it's all just imaginations. So, right question is that, do I know how to look? Before you say, I cannot handle life, you are saying, I cannot handle myself. It's not life. You cannot handle yourself. You are not trained to look in. You're trained to look out. That if there is problem there, solution must be somewhere there. But actually we forget that we are the projection rooms on the movie of life. And you cannot change anything on the screen. You have to change the film you are playing again and again. And this is the breakthrough in suffering, that suffering is nothing but you are running a film again and again. And you're saying, when the image on the screen will change, and you keep on playing the same film, and when the image will change, and you're going to solve the screen, you cannot solve the screen. It's a maya in that sense, but reality is also there. You are projecting a screen out. And that projection, once you realize that you are the projection, biggest suffering is when you realize that everything you bitched about, complained about, was all you, all the time. Nobody traumatized you, nobody mistreated you, everything you told the story to yourself, because blaming somebody else feels nice. You're not responsible, somebody else is. And once you take responsibility that yes, it's only me all the time, and that's where the real shit break loose. And you also realize that why you are afraid, because now it's not your deal with life, it's your deal with yourself. Everything which is happening to you is because that's what you're telling yourself to yourself, that's what is happening. Somebody is doing wrong, you tell yourself somebody is doing wrong, that's why it looks like somebody is doing wrong. But why we insist on certain negative dark stories? Because again comes to that point that whatever you reject, it will take over your narrative about life. See, you avoid anything, it will keep on popping up here and there again and again. What you are scared of, it will keep popping everywhere. But what you are not scared of, you will see as part of it, has a place and it is there. You can see others also. It's as simple as that. When suffering is not wanting to see. Another thing is, why we don't like suffering is our energies get focused in suffering. In happiness, we are scattered. And suffering, you get so focused, and that focus is killing you, not the suffering. Your mind cannot think of anything else, do anything else, because that pain is, and that concentration of your consciousness into one place is burning your shit. And you're realizing that I am not Superman. I am just a simple human being who is very fragile. And we're making lies around it. I am untouchable and I can do this and that. Look at all the arrogant people and politicians. Inside is a fragile human being sitting who's afraid. And real strength is when you know your fragility. And so most of the great artworks came when artist was into intense suffering. They got focused. Wisdom comes out. You burn, and that light is the wisdom. We have to propagate the qualities of suffering, that it's a beautiful thing to happen. If you have no suffering, you are somehow cut off from the life process. And if suffering is there, one has to welcome it, psychologically welcome it. Once you welcome the suffering, you will see most of your fear does not matter to you anymore. What is essential fear of everybody is of suffering. Once I am willing to get the suffering, like this lady says to Krishna, Prabhu, give me more suffering. Because in suffering, you get focused, you become very intense. And we don't want to be intense. Because in intensity, it's volcano, it burns and it gives birth to something new in you. New means unknown. Unknown means your ego doesn't know how to deal with it. And that's how we keep our energies circulating into the known. That's why there is stagnation and so-called suffering.
Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhaj